Former President Trump is pledging in vitro fertilization treatments will be covered by the government or insurance companies if he's elected to the White House. The policy is short on details, but the former president is tying IVF to high costs, proving to be a burden for Americans.
The IVF treatments are expensive. It's very hard for many people to do it and to get it. But I've been in favor of IVF right from the beginning. I'm totally in favor of it. But we're going to do what I just said. We're going to pay for it, and it'll help families because a lot of families can't use it.
IVF treatments are expensive and typically not covered by insurance. The Department of Health and Human Services estimates the cost per patient for one cycle of treatment is about $20,000. But on average, it takes 2 to 3 cycles to be successful, raising those out-of-pocket costs. Currently, 19 states have some sort of insurance mandate when it comes to fertility, but it ranges for who qualifies and for just how many treatments. Leaving decisions up to the states when it comes to reproductive care has started to become a political liability for Republicans, and is something it appears Trump is trying to counter with this policy. Since the Supreme Court ended the constitutional right to an abortion, Democrats have sought to suggest bans in now these 14 states could lead to further restrictions when it comes to fertility treatments. Here was vice presidential candidate Tim Walz on CNN earlier this week.
The contrast could not be clearer between what we're running against. The vice president's position on this has been clear. And I think most Americans get it if you've been through that. I don't think they're cutting hairs on IVF or IUI. I think what they're cutting hairs on is an abortion ban and the ability to be able to deny families the chance to have a beautiful child.
The Senate failed to advance a bill earlier this summer that would have protected access to IVF nationwide. Vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance voted against it. It's an issue that impacts many Americans. The most recent government data shows more than 400,000 IVF cycles now occur annually in the U.S. Kaylee, based on these numbers, Trump's plan would cost nearly $8 billion per year.
And Tyler, we have about 30 seconds left. While we're looking at numbers, the latest numbers in Bloomberg and Morning Consult swing state polling suggest this is an issue resonating with battleground voters.
Right. Well, our latest polling shows that 53% of registered battleground voters list this as a top priority when they go to the ballot box in November. And when it comes to who they trust, Vice President Kamala Harris is currently leading former President Trump by about 20 percentage points.